Hi there, my name is Dylan Baker, and this is part of the ongoing tutorial series for the Incident Command Assistant software. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about some of the operations functions of the software, including signing members into the task, assigning them to teams, reviewing the various status boards, logging communications, and then ultimately signing the members out. So the first thing we're going to do is sign some members in on the task. You'll notice we have a task already set up here. It's got 5 assignments ready to go, and the basic information has been added already. We need to sign some members in. So to start that process, we're going to go to the Members on Task tab here on the main screen, and we're just going to bring up the Members on Task in a new window. So here we have a couple of options. We can sign in an individual member or add a new member if they're not already in our system, or we can do a bulk sign in. We're going to do the sign in of an individual member first just to try it out. So here you'll see first all of the members that we've added already. We've got another video showing how to do that or how to import them from D4H. I'll put a link up to that video nearby. But you can pick one of the members that you've already got added, enter a time, so we'll sign it in for 1800, and then just hit sign in, and there we go. You can also add a new member. So if there's someone you wanted to add, Jane Smith, for example, from Campbell River Search and Rescue, call sign of 445, sure, whatever else. You can fill in as much or as little of this information as you want as long as they've got a name. That's the only required field. And if you want, you can save them for later, but won't worry about that today. There we got 2 members signed in. Obviously this does work, but is a little bit time consuming. If you've got your members already added in under your settings, you can just use the bulk sign in option right up here. In this case, you pick which organization you want. So we'll use my web design, and then just start checking the boxes of all of the members who are attending today. Again, we're going to pick a time, so we'll sign them in for 1530, and then sign in checked members. And there we see it signed in all of the members that we've checked. You can do that for as many of the members as you've got created. You see we've got a couple of members in under Campbell River and a whole bunch in under Great Hat Web Design. Just toggle between that and check all the members that you need to add. You'll see them right away also showing up in the statistics on the right here, how many you've got, how many total for the operational period, how many unassigned. Okay, with our members signed in, the next thing we're going to do is assign them to specific teams or command functions in the incident command team. So under the command team here, we're just going to grab Ben Cisco there and put him in as the SAR manager. Then we're going to go open our team assignments here. As I mentioned, we already created a few teams. So we're going to grab our first one, Team 101. Go to Team Members here, and then pick anyone we want. You'll notice that the members who have signed into the task are shown in blue. These ones here. Members not signed into the task are in black. If you want to filter that even more, you can check this Show Available Members Only option, in which case only members who have both signed in and have not been assigned to another active team will be shown. So in this case, we're going to make Mr. Kirk our team leader, and we're going to add a couple of team members here as well, and then just save. And we'll repeat that for another assignment. So open the assignment by either double-clicking or hitting Edit. Go to the team members. We're going to assign a team leader and 1 team member. Again, we're going to save. And you'll notice the members on task now. It's going to show you which members are assigned to which assignments. So now that we've assigned many of the members on our task to specific assignments, we want to make sure everyone's got something useful to do. So we're going to go to the members on task and just bring that up in the new window. And it becomes really obvious very quickly which members are assigned, which ones aren't, where they're assigned, and what the status of their team is. And in fact, you can even use this filter at the top here to show unassigned members only. This is a really good way if you've got a large task with lots of members signed in to make sure that everybody gets a meaningful assignment and no one gets sort of left hanging around the command post with nothing to do. So in talking about team status, this is going to bring us back to the communications log here. So you can add a new log entry right from this main screen, but we're just going to bring the main comms log window open here. So in this window, you can see all the communications that have been logged to date. You can add a new entry, or you can filter the log in various ways. So let's just add a couple of entries right away. So I'm going to click Add Entry here. Station called was base. Now that's picked up by the incident command post call sign that we've entered. And then it's auto-populated with all the team assignments we've created so far, as well as a special one for the ECC EMBC. Using that will trigger the reminders to check in with ECC if you want to log your comms that way. But right now we're going to use one of the teams. So team 101, they're just doing a radio check. And they're getting ready to head out for their assignment. So we're going to change the status to pre-mission prep. Time is right now, so let's hit save. And there we go. So the first radio log is entered. We're going to add another one, this time for 102. And they're actually heading out of base. So they're leaving ICP. Notice I've set their status to travel to assignment. There are a number of different status options here. These correspond roughly to the different assignment phases that are taught in the GSTL program. So an assignment that has been planned but not begun. Pre-mission prep, that would be teams doing their radio check, getting their gear, briefing the team members, that sort of thing. Travel to assignment would be on their way out. Execution, so when they call in and say they're beginning their assignment, search or whatever it is they're doing. When they're done their assignment and heading back, obviously, returning from assignment. Post-mission procedures would be once they're back at base and debriefing their team or some such. And I've added these other two, needs transportation and needs attention. Those are a different color and they will really jump out at you on the status sheets, just so that you know that something's outstanding and waiting for input from the command team of some kind. So leave them at travel to assignment. And 103, we're going to put them at needs attention. Needs to talk to the operations chief. All right, so there we go. There's a few basic log entries done. The other little quirks we can add here, we can flag a message as critical. Let's say that they have found a clue. So I'm going to flag that as critical. I'm going to save it. And that just means there's a little tick box there, and you can easily filter to show critical updates only. How often you're going to use that is really up to you and what your workflow looks like. I envision it being very helpful for multi-operational period searches when new command team members are coming in and need to quickly review the radio logs from the previous day to see, sort of get a sense of what happened. By flagging important ones in this way, it'll just make that review a little bit faster. But certainly it isn't something you have to use. If it's not part of your workflow, don't use it. Simple as that. One last thing to show you before we move on is the entry form option for right here on the screen. So by toggling this option on, you can just have the entry form be right here. This is really good for a dedicated comms operator who's going to see that log right above and then be able to enter things right below. Base, this is 102, found a thing. Again, change their status to whatever it might be and hit save. And it just clears the screen and you're ready to enter the next comms log. Yeah, nice and easy. As with most of the things on this app, if you want to print, you can use the print option here and it will generate a PDF document with the standard ICS form filling in all the details from from what you've entered. This will go to multiple pages if it needs to. You'll find the font gets smaller and smaller the longer your message is, so really long messages are going to end up a little funny, but I'm sure you'll figure a way to cope. So that's it for the comms log. Fairly straightforward. So having logged all those communications and assigned members to teams, we can now make good use of the two status boards built into this app. First is the members on task. We've had a look at that already. So here is our status board for members. You can see that all the members on teams are in the execution phase. You can see we still have one unassigned member. And this will give us on the side here a list of how many members, how many unassigned, how many team leaders, and how many team leaders unassigned. This is just to make it easier for you to figure out who needs work, basically. You can filter these options in a number of ways. If you only want to see team leaders, if you only want to see search managers, if you only want to see trackers, or rope rescue, or first aid, you can filter as needed. That is the team member status board. The second status board to look at is the team status board. So we're going to go to the team status tab here on the bottom and click view in a new window. And there we go. So this is going to show us all of the teams that are in the field. So it will not include assignments in the planned status or in the complete status, just in travel to assignment through post-mission procedures. You'll notice they are listed here alphabetically, or in numerical order. It is not including those assignments that have not yet been deployed, unless you check the box. And you'll notice there's some colors as well. So all of the last comms column is blue right now. If that time since their last comms exceeds the check-in time that you've set in the options, default is an hour, then that will turn from blue to red, just to let you know that that team needs checking in on. And also you'll notice that in the status, needs attention and needs transport are going to jump right out at you as things that need to be actioned by the command team rather than just sort of an update from the team that they're proceeding along. And finally, you've got totals by status on the side there as well. So hopefully this makes it easy to keep track of who you've got in the field and what they're up to. Certainly the color coding makes it really easy to spot who needs to get checked in with and who you haven't heard from in a while. All right, so the last thing to talk about here is, at the end of things, signing members out. So we're going to go back to members on task, and we're going to bring it up in the new window again. So we're back to that team member status board. And Mr. Data has not been assigned to a task. He is in fact going to be going home now. So we've got him highlighted on the list. And now click the sign out button. There we go. So we can set a sign out time. So let's give him enough time to get home and enter the number of kilometers and sign out. You notice he's turned into a sort of a light gray down at the bottom there, and it's showing a sign out time as well. And he'll no longer be counted in the unassigned sections there. You can also print the check-in list on, surprise, surprise, an ICS form. This form will show all of the members who've signed in for each search and rescue group. And for those who've signed out, it will show their kilometers and total time as well. If we're done for the day and you want to sign everyone out all at the same time, you can say sign out all members, button down in the bottom corner here. Sign out all the members as of right now, say yes, and they're all signed out. Again, if we look at our ICS form, now we've got sign out times for everybody and hours for everybody. Unfortunately, that does not give you a chance to enter the kilometers for those members, but if you want to do that, you got to do them one at a time. Great, so in this tutorial, we've gone over signing members into the task, assigning them to teams, logging communication, reviewing team status, and then ultimately signing the members out. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial today. This is one of a series of tutorials on using the Incident Command Assistant software. There will be more tutorials linked up here and down in the description below, as well as a link to download the software itself in the description as well. I hope you find the software to be useful in your tasks. Good luck.